you always want to go further and better than you have before. If you're stuck in a dead-end job, why would you give any motivation to it? If you're passionate about your job, do you need anything else? Why stress the big stuff when it's now and you're here and it's all good? I mean, this is enjoyable. I don't know what I'm going to do after this.
Hi and welcome to the HackCess Show. It's the place where you can find life hacks on how to become the best version of yourself and achieve your goals. We show you how to walk the talk from successful people. And today we're joined by Sean here. Thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
So can you give us a quick overview of what you do?
Yes, I'm an actor. That's basically it in a nutshell. Just doing film and cinema, television, not theatre. Yeah, that's what I do, and been fortunate enough to be able to do that almost full time for the last 15, 20 years, something like that.
That's awesome. And how do you think your vision changed about success and the whole industry in general from when you first started to where you're now?
Do you know, I don't think I ever had a vision of what it should be like.
Yeah.
I just started one day, almost fell into it, to be honest. And just from then on, it was just sort of, I tell you what it is, success for me is has been a series of little goals. So right at the beginning, I started off doing advertisements, for example. And, success for me was, right, am I going to get a role in a speaking role? And then when I got that, it was, oh, brilliant, I got a speaking role in a short movie. Am I going to be able to get a bigger speaking role? Yes. Then the next one is, am I going to get into a sort of long movie? Am I going to get a sort of major role? Am I going to get the lead? Am I going to get
Yeah.
And so it's just changed over time, just a series of little steps. And for now example, I think the next goal, if you like, for me would be to work on a sort of a more established film for a longer period of time, and something to get my teeth into a lot more. I do have a sort of desire now to do a sort of an improv thing. So I'd like to get a meaty role where with the other actors I'm improvising and sort of developing characters. That's the next step, if you like. So It hasn't changed. There's never been a sort of there's never been an ultimate goal and an ultimate move for me. It was just one step at a time, really.
Yeah. So do you just look for these small steps, like you write down an intermediate goal, if you wish?
I don't have any goals like that.
Okay.
No, I'm totally disorganized. I obviously, I'm like every actor, I'm applying for jobs all the time, and my agent sends me stuff and so on and so forth. And so, for example, literally like 20 minutes ago, I got an email from somebody in Italy for a film. And so that one is the next film I'll be doing, or one of the next films I'll be doing. And so it's just whatever comes through the letterbox, really.
Yeah.
Virtual letterbox at least.
No, I understand. And how do you see these projects that you do, these stepping stones? Do you see them as just that, stepping stones, or do you put your whole energy into every single one and see how far it can go?
Yeah, no, everything is about the next job. The jobs I've done in the past, no matter if they were bigger or smaller, they're forgotten. Everything is about what's coming up next week or next month, or in the case of COVID, next year. So it's all about that next job. And you can't, I think as an actor, you can't afford to waste mental energy on dreaming about bigger jobs in the future, or looking for longer term goals, or just sitting there thinking, this next job isn't as perfect as I'd like it to be. I think you have to concentrate on the next job, give it your all, and you never know what might happen. As I was saying, this job I've got early next year, that came about because the director, I shot a film with the director like 4 years ago now. So you never know what might happen. You might get a bit part tomorrow, which leads on to a leading role in 3, 4, 5 years' time. So you have to give it 100% on every job you get, whether it's you're appearing on screen for 5 minutes, or it's a 5-week shoot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like all your attention is set on what's happening right now, and like
I think that again, for an actor, that is the most important thing. Is, well, one of the most important things is focus. Everything has to be on that job. On the grander scale, it's on the next job you're doing. It's on the job you're doing now. It's on the scene you're doing now, and it's on the conversation you're having now with your screen partner. And I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah, yeah, I completely agree. As an actor myself, I think so as well. But I find it quite hard to stay in the present moment, not waste energy thinking about that. What's coming next, what to do next. Are there any practices that you do to stay present, to stay concentrated?
I used to do a lot of meditation
Mm-hmm.
to concentrate on things, and I practice. I mean, I don't want to sound too sort of hippy dippy, shitty, freaky hippie, whatever. But mindfulness, it's like at the moment we're having this conversation, the three of us, and there could be explosions going on and police raids and a party in the street. But no, it's just a matter of focusing on that.
Mm.
I think mindfulness on, well, you know this, Leo,
Yeah.
mindfulness on set. So it's just you and your scene partner there. You don't see the cameras. You don't see the sort of dozen people sort of hanging around on set. It's just you and the other person, and you're having a conversation like we are now.
Yeah.
And I think for any actor, mindfulness and focus are the keys to good acting, I think.
Mm.
And do you think there are also other requirements for good acting and being successful in general, besides focusing on the moment?
There's just, I mean, there's lots going on. There's lots going on. I think a lot of actors tend to think that like talent is involved, but I would personally say talent is about 10% of what we do. It's luck is huge. It really is. I mean, it's disproportionately huge. It's the way you look. I mean, all actors have stories of being cast purely because of the photograph they've sent in, and purely the way they look. They look right for that role. And personally, I've gone for jobs where I thought I am the perfect match for this particular character, and I haven't got the job because it's got nothing to do with the way I act or the way I am. It's just it didn't look right for the part. And I think so. Luck is a major issue in this. Getting the job is all about networking as well. People and your reputation. And I think that's often overlooked. Your reputation has to be, personally, I believe your reputation has to be as a professional. If the director and the whole crew and the producers know that they can rely on you to turn up, to know your lines, to not be drunk, to not be like snorting cocaine in the trailer before you come on, it goes a long way to help getting you work the next time. You might be able to blag a job the first time if you're that way inclined, but you won't get it a second chance. But so that's what I recommend. Save the drugs and the alcohol for after the shoot, for the after party. But while you shoot.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And you do you talk about creating this image for yourself, this professional image. And what sacrifices do you have to make to keep that going?
I think for a start, I'm talking very practically here. If you're on Facebook, for example, you have to be aware that producers and directors are your, if you like, friends on Facebook, and they do follow you and they may see your posts. So you have to be aware of not posting necessarily the wrong thing. And personally, like a lot of people, I have two sets of Facebook. I have me on Facebook and I have the actor on Facebook, and they're separate entities, if you like. So I think you bear that in mind. I think, something like that, you have to keep it slightly separate. I don't know about sacrifice. I think that's a big word. Okay, you might not have a beer the night before a shoot, but I think we can live with that.
Yeah. And in these two entities, do you also have those, let's say, how can I put this, in real life? Like, there's Sean, there's you in your personal life, and then there's the actor. Are these two separate people?
Are you talking, am I schizophrenic?
No, but is there a kind of division going on when you're on set? Are you someone completely different?
Actually, that's an interesting question. I think to a certain extent, yes, but it isn't everybody. You're going to be different when you talk to your family at Christmas than when you're out with your mates, on a night out. I think everybody changes to the circumstances. You're going to be completely different with your partner, and with your, when you go walking with your dog or whatever. And I think on set, yes, I go to a set and I say, okay, I'm on set now, I'm working. This is a professional job. Let's do the job. And, let's not get in anybody's way. Let's not, try and take over or do whatever. So to a certain extent, yeah, but everybody does that everywhere, at their work, whether it's on set or, in a checkout in the supermarket. Or anywhere, we're all different people in different circumstances.
And what do you think your energy comes from when you're acting or in life, and just the things that drive you? Do you have a driver or?
No, I'm just there.
Yeah, just enjoying.
I don't know. I think in a way, motivation comes through the love of the job you're doing. I mean, if you guys had to do, like, I don't know, spend like 3 weeks digging a hole in the ground, you'd be sort of, we all would. But if we said, okay, 3 weeks to do your perfect job, and I think that's important as well. As an actor, I literally cannot think of anything else that I'd rather be doing. So you don't need, that's your motivation, is the love of the job and the desire to do that. I mean, it's the same for anybody. If you're stuck in a dead-end job, why would you give any motivation to it? I mean, you must find this as well yourselves. You enjoy what you do, and so it doesn't matter if it goes past midnight and, you're feeling a bit hungry, you carry on because you love it.
Yeah.
And I know it's a cliche, but we all say that, a bad day on set is better than a good day in any other job. And for me, that is true. I'd rather be on set than almost anywhere, I think. What about you, Leo? Would you rather be on set than anywhere else? What about you?
Yeah, because I think that the best thing that we have in this life is passion. And me, passion, I define it as the thing I'd rather be doing in every single moment of my life. And that's just, I could talk about it all day, write about it all day, or just act. I would love to just have a life that evolves, or that revolves around that. And and can I ask you, do you have anything else, any other maybe passions or hobbies that help you take a break from acting?
Oh, well, we've got 2 very large dogs, and so it may sound silly, but we have to take them out every day, and so it's it's just switching off from one thing to another. It's completely different. I mean, I could say that we watch a lot of films and television. We subscribe to Movie and Netflix, but in a way that's a job, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's sort of, no, I don't know about you, but I can never watch a movie without sitting there thinking, oh, that's a bit weird, and that's an interesting choice of angles there, and I don't know about that actor, that's a bit dodgy. So in a way it's a job, but it's enjoyable, but that's what you're doing. But basically that's about it, apart from holidays and so on and so forth. It's just something completely different, taking the dogs out. But in a way, do you need anything else? If you're passionate about your job, do you need anything else? Not sure that you do.
Yeah.
And when you first started, did you have a plan B in mind, or it was all about acting, and whatever happens, you had your head stuck on acting?
Well, the thing is, I sort of fell into it. I mean, I'd done acting many years ago at college, and you know, sort of theatre stuff and so on. And it was, you know, okay, but not for me. And then about 20 odd years ago, I got asked to do just a bit part, a tiny shot in an advertisement, and it was literally the moment I stepped onto the set for the first time, I thought, this is it. This is what I've been doing what I've been looking for all of my life. And so it wasn't a matter of having a plan B. I was working at the time in computer software, and it was just like, oh, forget all that. This is much better. So, you know, obviously the practical considerations, you have to keep working in order to finance the acting at the very beginning, because you're not working full time. So it was a matter of just doing more and more acting and less real work until the acting became the real work and took over. And obviously now, well, this year has been really weird, hasn't it, for actors and many other people. So obviously now we're doing less acting, and I've still got fingers in the pie of you know, websites and online development and so on, but that's ready to disappear the moment that the work starts coming through again. You know, and it's not just for the money really either. It's for something to do. You know, if you ask me to sit at home and do nothing for 8 hours a day, I think I'd probably shoot myself.
I totally get it. Right now, I'm in Switzerland. There's not much to do. I'm kind of locked in, and I know that, well, since you're in Italy, it must be similar or even worse. And how do you schedule your daily life at the moment with this whole thing going on?
Well, no, I'll just get up and do things and then go to bed. I mean, it is really weird, isn't it, that at the moment there's nothing you can schedule really. It's just like moving from day to day. I think we have sort of written off 2020 and we'll said, okay, we'll start again in January.
Yeah.
I mean, forget this time, forget winter, forget Christmas, you know, January, that's when we'll begin again. And I mean, I've been lucky enough to get a couple of offers for films in January, February. So that's what I'm focusing on at the moment. Not doing things at the moment, just sort of tidying up, you know, doing things that I should have done 20 years ago on the computer, just like go through old emails. Oh, I've got this email from somebody 3 years ago. Oh, right back to them and that sort of thing. But it's just, we're just treading water at the moment, waiting for things to restart.
Yeah, but does it kind of fuel your creativity? Because I know that you're a writer as well. And how does this just being locked in with yourself in your own mind help you to create? Or does it even?
Are you going back to me being schizophrenic and have people talking to me in my head again?
Apparently I am. I have this thing.
It's perfectly fine. No, it's not. Shut up. I'm talking. No, you're not. Oh, sorry. No, actually, yes. I have been writing a couple of things. I think like all writers, all actors a lot of actors turn to writing because that's the way you can write a part for yourself.
Yeah.
So everything I write happens to have this incredibly, can I say handsome? This middle-aged man with no hair as one of their leading characters. I did actually, I think you saw it. We wrote a film, or I wrote a film for a short film, for a short film competition. And so we filmed that a few weeks ago. I mean, it was a sort of weekend COVID careful shoot, and actually won a prize.
Yeah.
So we were quite pleased about that. But again, this is treading water again. It's doing something rather than nothing, just waiting for things to restart.
Yeah.
And
I'm just taking all this in because it's so true to me. You know, I'm trying to create, I'm trying to do these things, but I'm
Yeah,
just waiting at the same time. But it can also
yeah.
bear its fruits. Like I know that you won this prize, and congratulations. That
Mhm.
is a very um, amazing achievement in my opinion because you
Mm.
wrote it, shot it, and people appreciated it.
Yeah,
Beautiful. But do you
thank you.
look for that recognition from the work you do, or is it more for your own
It,
self?
I think it's in yourself very much. I think all of us, no matter what job we're doing, you can work on it day in, day out, and then one day you do something, and without anybody telling you, you know that this is good.
Yeah.
You think, yes, I've done a good job. Maybe not the best I'll ever do, but it's the best I've done so far.
Mm.
And regardless of what you do in your work, um, but especially in creative works. And so, as far as recognition goes, no, I don't think as an actor we do tend to do well. Okay, some actors do, but personally, I don't think I'm, there for uh, adulation and money. I'll take the money and leave the adulation, but it's, this isn't why we do the job. It's nice, of course. It's always nice when somebody praises what you've done, but I don't think it's worth going looking for because you could end up compromising what you do
Mhm.
because then you're doing your job for somebody else, and I'm saying I won't do it this way because I know that other people will appreciate it if I do it that way.
Mm.
So I think it's important to stick to your own beliefs about the way you should do a job, and uh, and do it the way you want to do it as an individual,
Mm.
and and then see how it goes. If you're happy with it, why not? Bugger anyone else.
Yeah.
That's the important thing.
And when you get to a specific point like that, do you think I have to do better next time, or like do you get this kind of challenge? Like I got to this point, now I got to do better, or what's your
I
vision?
think I think always, yes. I mean, I think when you look back at your own at the last film you were in, and you check your scenes. I know some actors will not look at films they've been in. I tend to look at them, and often I think, "Ooh, that's a bit dodgy. I could have done this in another way." And you remember it certainly. So I think you're always looking for something to improve yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's important. Again, in any job, that you care about passionately. You always want to go further and better than you have before. I think that's a reasonable assumption.
Yeah.
Mm.
And do you have a favorite maybe mantra that you repeat to yourself daily or
No,
no?
sorry. No, it's just no. It's just get on and do the job.
Yeah.
It's. I know some people do, and they have to sort of psych themselves up for it.
Mhm.
But I believe it's just sort of if you're passionate about something, you don't need that motivation. You don't need, I've got to get through this. I've got to get
Yeah.
through this. Sometimes when you're filming at 3 o'clock in the morning in the middle of nowhere and it's raining and it's cold, you might need a little bit of motivation, but coffee will do that.
Yeah.
Mm.
But as far as getting yourself going, a mantra? No, I don't think so. Not personally. I know some people do, but do you have a mantra, Leo? You?
I do, but I'm still in that whole well, I'm kind of on the spiritual side of things at the moment, doing the meditation with a
Yeah.
mantra. No mentor, actually. Do you have a mentor, Sean?
No, I've had people who've influenced me,
Hmm.
but not as a mentor as such. Um, for example, I think one of the most influential, one of the more influential, I should say. I mean, everybody will influence you in a certain way. Every director approaches their job in a different way, and I will say that's an interesting thing. I'm going to take from that, or no, I don't think much of that method of doing something. I won't take from that. But for example, many years ago, I did a bunch of courses with a guy called Leon Herbert, and he was an acting tutor and an actor. And there was a lot that I took from those courses. Um, for me, the most important was, as an actor, never act, just be.
Yeah.
So that was one of the most important things I learned from him, that, you know, you shouldn't go into an acting role um, trying to decide how you're going to perform. You have to go into an acting role as the character, and everything else will come naturally. So it's about, you know, relaxing and not pushing, you
Yeah.
know, just letting it happen. And another very, very interesting experience I had, which was about this time, well, about 9, 10 months ago, just before lockdown. I did a film with Roland Joffe, the director, and he sort of had some one-on-one sessions with me about my character. And it was quite long and involved, but it was very, very interesting, and it was, for me, a new way of developing character, of getting into the character and sorting out who you are. And it wasn't about learning lines and about movements and that sort of thing. It was a lot deeper, if you like. And I'm still sort of getting to grips, if you like, and trying to sort out that in my head about what we did. But with that method, certainly I've applied it since then on a couple of small jobs, and I will be taking that forward. So as far as a mentor goes, as such, no, but I think there's room that if you listen, you can learn from everybody. Some of what you learn is, you know, you may never use and it will be pointless, but a lot of what you learn, the right things, can make a big, big difference and can take you on forward into new things and new interesting experiences.
Mm, mm. And do you, I mean, how do you get to that level where you can listen and really put yourself in a position to learn from everyone around you on set or wherever you are?
Do you know, I really don't want to sound patronizing, but I think a lot of it's to do with age. You know, I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way, but, you know, I think when you're younger, everything has to be rushed in a way. I want to get this, I want to get that, I want to get this. And as you get older, I should be having a beard here and a pipe, you know, but it's a lot slow because you've seen a lot more before. You know, you've been on sets, you know how they work. It's not like you're going on there and you're seeing all these new exciting things. You know what's going on, and so you have time to look around and spend a bit more time thinking about things. But like I said, does that sound old and patronizing? I hope it doesn't.
No, not at all.
And if you could tell your younger self one thing, what do you think it could be?
Honestly, I don't think I'll tell myself anything. Sorry about that. It's like, I know I only came to acting on film anyway, reasonably late. But in a way, everything that I did and was up until then sort of was taking me in that direction. And so if I had done something differently, you know, I'm very happy with the way things are at the moment. But if I'd done something differently, or I had known something more differently in the past, that might have affected where I am now. In which case, I'd be sort of, well, you know, maybe I'm not so happy or content. You know, if the younger me could tell or if the older me could tell my younger self something, it'd probably be avoid the last drink of the evening, or words to that effect. But generally speaking, no, I don't think I think we have to take things very in a relaxed way and just like go with the flow to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot is to be gained from pushing and pushing and pushing. These people who are always pushing to get better, pushing for change, pushing to adjust themselves and pushing for more of this and less of that and pushing and pushing and pushing, I think they'll never stop pushing. I think the sooner you can chill, the better. You know, if you're fairly relaxed when you're, you're starting out, you'll be more relaxed later on, and you'll enjoy it more. You know, and you'll sort of smell the coffee, as it were. You know, let's see what's going. You know, there's no need for pushing and rushing, in my personal opinion. It's nice just to sort of float along and seeing what's there and enjoy it while it's happening, rather than looking too much forward to the next job and what's going to happen next week. You know what, today is what counts, really. So let's keep today in the forefront of our mind, and let's keep now, not even today. I don't know what I'm going to do tonight, but let's concentrate on what we're doing now,
Yeah.
and enjoy it while you can. While it's there. Why not? I mean,
Yeah.
this is enjoyable. I don't know what I'm going to do after this.
Yeah, I think it's very important to just enjoy the present, because whatever you're gonna plan, it's gonna happen in the future, but in your future present. So just if you always rush the future or always look back and you don't live in the present, you're just gonna end up like stress, and you're gonna die not living, actually. Yeah.
Very much so. And I mean, again, it's a cliche, but you could walk out the door and get hit by a number 56 bus. So why stress the big stuff when it's now and you're here and it's all good.
Yeah, definitely. Well, okay, I think we can wrap it up for the questions. Sean, do you have anything you want to promote, or social medias or future projects?
Promote? Oh, I feel like I should be on those at 4 o'clock in the morning on American TV and say, look at this glass, isn't it amazing? And it's non-breakable, and promote something. I don't have anything to promote. I'm just trundling along, doing the work as it comes in and enjoying myself. And that's the best thing I think one can do, for me anyway.
Okay, Matthew, so what are you leaving this interview with? What are some key takeaways that you're taking home with you?
The main thing is live in the present. For me, it's always, I always schedule my goals and my daily life and everything, and I always plan stuff for the future. But it's a good thing to be mindful of the present and, enjoy what's happening. So, of course, you have plans in the future, you have goals, maybe you want to get better in the future and everything like that. But it's very important to just be mindful of what's going on right now and focus on the present and just enjoy your life. What about you?
Well, kind of similar to your idea. I mean, to what he said is go with the flow. I hear it so much, but I decide to always go against it. But the thing is, the reality of it all is that the bamboo that bends is stronger than the oak tree that resists. If you let yourself go with the flow just a little bit, just bend in one direction or the other, you will be stronger, you will learn more, you'll have more in the end than if you just resist every single thing that comes against you, And it's like the idea of the sailor, who tries to control the weather, who tries to write down algorithms to see what day is going to be fine for sailing.
Yeah.
It's not about the weather, it's about how good of a sailor you are, how good you can adjust the sails to actually be able to get to your destination. And just having that reminded, and seeing someone who's living with that philosophy, achieving the things that he's achieving and being happy and present in every single moment is, to me, such something I can learn something from.
Yeah, and he's progressing in his life like step by step, and he's even though he's living in the present, he's still achieving great things, and he received an awards, and that's great, and he's just enjoying life. He's relaxed and he's still progressing. And I think we can learn from that, Well, thanks so much for watching the HackCess Show.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Ooh, that was nice. You think they're gonna do it?
Yeah, I think they're gonna do it.
Yeah. All right. Go get lunch.
What you want to do? Yeah, burger.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Fries.
Yep. All right.
Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.